Welcome back to the Controller Project. Today I'm super excited. We're going to be doing a gamer profile on Milan Patel. He's going to show you how he games on PC and console with Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. I learned a ton. It's a long video, so I've put a detailed, clickable table of contents in the description so you can click around and get to the information you want. If you watch this and like it and want to show off how you game, I would love to talk to you. I'd love to do a ton of these. We can all learn from each other, and I love seeing how people pull this off. Let's jump straight into it and see what Milan has to say. It's nice to meet you, Milan Patel. I met you on Reddit, and you volunteered to do this. If you wouldn't mind, tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll just start there.
All right. Well, like you said, my name is Milan Patel. I am 25 years old, and I have a disease called Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which sort of limits a lot of things I can do by myself. So, gaming is something that resonates with me because I can do a lot of things by myself. And besides that, I'm a graphic designer and a Twitch streamer.
Nice. Now, you know, the projects that I'm doing all focus around gaming, so I'm going to ask you about that. What do you play? What do you like to play?
I like basically all types of games.
Anything, huh?
There's really no specific genre that's the only thing I would play.
Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. Personally, I'm big into like point and click adventure games, like Machinarium.
That can be fun, yeah.
Yeah, that's like my favorite game right now, and the same company did a bunch of other ones too that I really love.
I have one called Monkey Island.
Oh, classic! Yeah, like Sierra.
I think I'm in the first one, so I have all of them though.
Right on, right on. Very cool. So let's talk a little bit about how you game. Just for clarification, for anyone watching this, I did not help Milan. He has done everything on his own. I'm just helping share what he's come to, and hopefully you can learn from what he's doing. So let's talk about how you game. What's your setup like right now?
All right, so it's a mix of a lot of different things, like make it confusing, but it's basically I play on PC a lot, also on PlayStation. So for PC, I use my mouse for one hand, and the other hand I use an adaptive PS4 controller. It has like sensitive buttons, so it's easier to press for me.
Okay.
So to do that, I also use the Xbox adaptive controller with it.
Okay. Now that PS4 one, I have a lot of people asking about making the buttons easier, and I don't have a good solution for that. Is that something you bought, or is that custom made?
So I went through the Able Gamers to get that. I believe they got it from Evil Controllers.
Oh yeah, great company. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, cool. It's light to hold and has very sensitive buttons for me.
It has very sensitive buttons. I'm curious how they're doing that. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to make all that work together on PC, I use a software called REWASD.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. I've not used it, but I have heard of it. And so you use all those things in conjunction?
Yeah, it has an option where you can combine them together for like a profile.
Okay.
And I actually just discovered that fairly recently. Along with that on PC, I use voice commands with voice attack. And for PC game, that's the whole. I combine all those together to play. So it can get confusing if you're not familiar with it, but I've managed to figure it out. Oh god. 3. Run. 10. 4. Oh, Doctor Strange. 3.
How recently did you come to this setup?
And how long has it taken you to kind of land on this as something that works?
So let me think. So it hasn't been that long, maybe 5-6 months maybe.
Okay.
And so before that, I was just using the PlayStation 4 controller. Then I was finding my hands were getting a bit tired with that.
Mhm.
So then I started using my mouse, and I figured out I can use both of them together. And so right now I'm in a pretty comfortable spot where I can play most games pretty comfortably. But the process, it definitely took quite a bit to actually make it work with my hand.
Yeah.
But now it's at a really good spot.
Is there anything that you tried that sounded like it was going to work, but when you actually tried it, it didn't work? Or it didn't work for you?
The voice attack software I used. There was a different one I used to use before that was free. But I found it wasn't getting the voice right all the time.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But this one was about, I think $9, something like that.
$9?
For lifetime.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. That's nothing.
It wasn't anything outrageous, the price. So I do have the Xbox adaptive controller, so I have buttons with that. At first, before I was using the PS4 controller with the other hand, I tried just using those buttons, but placing them was a little more difficult for me. Like I had for the PS4 controller, the way I'm holding it right now, like my hand rests like on top of it on the right side, and I use it to press the face buttons on the right side, like triangle, cross, and those buttons. And then I have one finger resting on the touchpad. And I use the touchpad as like my W key to move forward in games.
That's clever.
That was recent. I didn't. So in the REWSD software, it lets you split the touchpad into like the 4 sections. So I use the top right for W and bottom right for S.
I had no idea. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know you could. I was clicking around and I saw if you click and it lets you map each section of it.
Oh, this is useful. Okay.
So I'm assuming it's split into 4 quadrants.
Does it allow you to map like the thumbstick clicks or any buttons to the touchpad?
Yeah, pretty much anything, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I have a lot of people asking for low pressure thumbstick clicks because they're really hard. Even I have a hard time with them.
Oh yeah, I cannot do this.
They're so dumb. I don't know why they keep doing that. They're horrible. Is there anything about your gaming setup right now that is still giving you trouble? I mean, you're getting by, you're gaming. Is there anything about it that's still giving you problems that would be great if there was a solution to?
I've been trying to figure out a way to get like a small like thumbstick I could use somehow. Because like for some games, a thumbstick would be definitely a lot more helpful. But I haven't really come up with a solution for that, like with the setup I am in right now. It's like I can sort of reach the thumbstick on the controller with the position I'm in, but it's not really helpful that much. So that would probably like one of the main things I'd be interested in. Also, maybe like, so I press the 4 face buttons most of the time. If there was some way like, if they were like smaller and more closer together, that would definitely help me too.
Have you seen those controllers that are smaller? I don't remember the name, but somebody was asking me to modify one this morning. I could get you the name of them, but I think they're for PlayStation and they're a smaller controller.
Oh, I think I have one of those, the one you're talking about. Is
Okay.
it blue? I think it's blue.
Well, I mean, they come in different colors, but they're they're smaller. Like everything's closer together. I think they're for kids.
Yeah, I think I have one of those, but they're very stiff to use.
Oh no. Okay. All right.
Like for me, the thumbsticks were a lot stiffer than the regular DualShock 4 controller.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that may have been because it was new when I hadn't really used it at all.
Yeah. That's a bummer. Is there anything about your setup that you really want to describe or talk about that we haven't discussed yet?
Maybe the way I play on console.
Any of it. Let's cover whatever you want to discuss.
Yeah, so I basically for when I play on console, I have the Titan 2 device.
And for people watching, that's an adapter that lets you plug in other console controllers and stuff to your console. So you can do like a PlayStation controller on an Xbox and other various things.
So before actually PC, that's where I started using one first. So when I was first at the beginning I was using it just for what was I using for? I think it was the thumbstick buttons. I had a map to something else, I think.
Okay.
I forget exactly what it was, but it was something like that. But so it has this adapter has 2 input ports.
Okay.
So I was plugging the PS4 controller in one and the Xbox adapter in the other one. That way the Xbox controller I could use the button presses for the thumbstick.
All right.
And at one point I also have a button I put behind my head. I had that set to the one I used to shoot in like shooting games. So that after that I discovered it had a 3rd input port that I can plug into the computer. Look, I knew that was a thing, but I didn't know you could work it together. Okay. So and that allows you to. In there's something called. It has an option for keyboard and mouse. So when you click it, it turns your PC keyboard and mouse to that. So you can. That's the 3rd input I could use. So I figured out how to get the voice command software I used to work with that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Because it was just emulating key presses.
So you're using voice commands to your PC to emulate a key press that goes out to the Titan adapter plugged into your console that then is mapped to a button on the controller.
Basically.
That's awesome.
Alright, so playing on console is a little bit more complicated. Especially with PlayStation 5. Now the REWASD software is pretty much the same thing. The extra thing I do is using the Titan 2 adapter. I had to convert my mouse and keyboard buttons to work on controller. So to do that, there's like a mapping software you can see here. And then the main thing is this output protocol thing. Where as you can see, they have a whole bunch of different. Actually, I don't know that you can see that. But they have a whole bunch of different options you can click running a console. Now the added step here is with PlayStation 5, the adapter doesn't work how it would normally work. Because of something with their controls, or I don't know actually the full details. So for that, I had to use the PlayStation Remote Play app. Which, that works with the adapter for some reason. I don't know the full details. So when I connect that, I had to make it emulate PlayStation 4. And then if you look here, these are different slots you can add stuff in. Like the output is set to PlayStation 4 right now. And USB-D is what's controlling it. So that's it's like a programming port thing. So with that plugged in, it lets you control the keyboard and mouse. So voice commands, everything like that is gonna work the same way. Alright, so now this is me in game on the PlayStation. And all these movements, this is currently happening with my PlayStation controller emulating keyboard, emulating PlayStation controller. Okay. These ones are doing with on-screen keyboard. As you can see, there's barely any lag. It works decent. Left. Right. 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 That was using the commands. I've been able to play all types of games this way. Played through Ghost of Tsushima. Currently on Horizon Forbidden West, which I'm going to show you some gameplay of. This is me playing with mouse and keyboard, basically. Menu. Menu. Run. Weapon. Menu. Menu. So yeah, it's a bit complicated. Angle. Angle. But once I got it right, it's been pretty straightforward.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, I'm learning a bunch here. I'm happy we had this call just for that. Thank you very much for talking to us. And everybody should definitely go check you out online.
I would totally appreciate that.
That's all I've got. You got anything else?
No, thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you learned something. If you want to check out more or support us, go to thecontrollerproject.com. Be sure to subscribe to this channel for more. And again, reach out to me or reach out to other gamers that you know who might want to do a profile. I'd love to do more of these. I'll see you next time.